Welcome back to the news at 10. No meaningful growth can be recorded in Nigeria if the government at all levels continues to ignore the grassroots areas. A global faith-based organization committed to social, physical and emotional transformation of peoples across the world made this observation in Ogun State. Now, our community report tonight takes a look at the situation in the community as the people struggle for a decent living.
It was not a smooth ride from the city to Oshosu village in Obafemi Owode local government area of Ogun State. This remote village of Oshosu is surrounded by at least 50 villages, largely agrarian in nature. Their major source of livelihood is farming. The villages around Oshosu, like Moloko, Ashikpa, Shobande, Oba and others, have depended on the water from this stream for drinking, washing and other chores for decades. These cluster of more than 50 villages have had to contend with just 3 primary schools until Congress WBN came to their rescue 6 years ago and provided a free school from foundation class to primary 5.
We thank God for these people is being distant to our area. We thank God because so many people come to our village because of this thing. We like it.
We have a free school here, free church, free everything. After the ending of the year, you still make a lot of things. Sagging everybody, giving everybody free medicine, tablets. In fact, it's done a lot.
These 1,112 pupils will attend Empower School, a part of the lucky ones who can afford to dream of becoming something more than a peasant farmer like their parents.
I want to be an engineer.
Some of the teachers narrate their experience teaching children from the village.
When we started, if you ask them to come, they will just be looking like you, at you because they don't know the meaning of come. Even if you say do like this to them, they don't know the difference between come and go.
The children have been they've been eager to learn from us. They come to class and they want to learn. As in their basic language, they speak their dialects. We have to start teaching them from the nitty-gritty of ABC and the rest, how to speak correct English. So far so good, we've been doing our best for them.
The success of the Empower School in Oshosu encourages Congress WBN to move on to the health sector. They are providing these villages a health center to complement the only one provided by government, which according to residents is under renovation.
Essentially, we are a global faith-based organization committed to effecting human, social, and national transformation through what we call the propagation of value-based development.
The latest health mission is to provide drugs for existing health center and build a modern health center equipped with all facility needed to keep the people healthy.
What you do basically is to do consultation, free consultations for the members of the community. We do free consultation for them and we do free treatment for them for any ailments they have.
And like Oliver Twist, they want more from the Ogun State government. They want a secondary school as the nearest one is at least 10 kilometers away. They want access road to link the only road they have, which already is in bad shape, and they want their villages lit up.
We don't have electricity and accessible road. We are appealing to the government to provide good infrastructure in this community.
In the name of the Father, of the Son.
As work progresses on the Shobande Health Center, life for these 112 pupils will continue to unfold with new meaning and sharper focus, no doubt. But life must also be made easier for the other children who must trek at least 3 kilometers to and fro the 3 public primary schools every day.
The Federal Executive Council has approved 9 billion naira for the distribution of 750,000 clean cook stoves and 18,000 wonder bags for refuse disposal. Briefing State House correspondents after the council meeting, the Minister of Environment, Mrs. Laurentia Malam, said the approval is aimed at reducing the pressure on forest resources caused by indiscriminate felling of trees. The council also approved 60 billion naira for the award of contracts for the provision of engineering infrastructure to Kiami district in Abuja, where the FCT minister says it's the territory's statutory responsibility. Well, the book presentation of the book titled Entrepreneurial Spirit, written by Polly Emenike, Chairman, CEO of Nero Pharmaceutical Limited, held today in Lagos. The book, which captions the success story of the author, also reflects the resilience as an ingredient for success.
Books change lives, and Polly Emenike, the Chief Executive Officer of Neros Pharmaceutical Limited, has written a potential life-changing one titled Entrepreneurial Spirits. Inspired by the writings of the legendary author of success titles, Napoleon Hill, Polly Emenike rose against all odds to become a business icon. Much of his story is shared in his new book, which focuses on teaching the principles of entrepreneurial and financial success.
This book was written essentially to teach our people how to employ the power of the mind to their greatest benefit, and also how to develop and maintain a positive mental attitude at all times in order to achieve the successes they desire in life. The book was
For everyone that mounted the podium to speak, the focus reflects on the Nigerian society.
We live in a time where a generation has come to think that what makes a person is the size of the motor car outside, the size of the bank account. Well, no society has been built by people who park big cars outside. They have been built by people who think.
We find very peculiar the kind of circumstances that he grew up in. Well, not peculiar to him, I mean, this is standard, but the kind of progress he made, registering for secondary school at the age of 32, when he had a wife and, I believe, 2 children, and a thriving business. That's unheard of. And then getting a bachelor's degree, getting a master's degree, getting another degree from Harvard, and now expecting his PhD. I wasn't quite sure. I was saying to myself, well, maybe when we come, he will have received a PhD. But if he hasn't, you know that it's coming from International Institute of Management in Paris. I think just for that kind of determination, which you find throughout the book, deserves our applause. Please join me.
Every page of this book exposes the reader to the resilience to rise above difficult situations through the eye of Polycarp Emenike.
Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for the chairman, all members of the high table as they take their seats.
First Bank.
Welcome to Business News. The House of Representatives Committee on Banking and Currency has raised concerns about the hike in the CBN's monetary policy rate. During an oversight visit to the Lagos office of the Apex Bank today, members demanded explanations on the implications of the devaluation of the naira and asked the CBN to cap interest rates for the good of all Nigerians.
We would have expected CBN by way of regulation, to put a capping on the interest rate. So, and the last time they did this MPR, we argued with CBN And they say, no, they are not going to push it further. So you know that these things won't work. Unless CBN is telling Nigerians now that they are going to come out stronger. We believe that the pressure on Naira, apart from declining oil prices, is also because of liquidity in the banking industry, whereby a lot of frivolous demands for FX are being made by customers of banks. But banks are able to extend credit to these customers. We are saying, no, we want you to lend to the critical and desirable sectors of the economy. The only sectors that can actually facilitate and engender production activities.
Economists and financial analysts have also been reacting to the CBN's decision to increase its monetary policy rate by 100 basis points. With the devaluation of the local currency as part of the MPC decision, opinions have it that uneasy times lie ahead for Nigerians. Our correspondent Tempula Shaji reports.
The decision of the 241st Monetary Policy Committee of the CBN is reflected in their conclusion, which borders on the devaluation of the local currency against the US dollar from 181 naira to 168 naira. Also, with the MPR up by 100 basis points, the cash reserve ratio on private sector was jacked up from 15% to 20%. An analysis of these decisions shows that the changes will lead to reduction in the profit margin of businesses.
Operating costs generally across all sectors will be affected, and that will affect the capacity of businesses to remain sustainable. It will contribute significantly to inflation, and inflation naturally affects the purchasing power of the average Nigerian.
In the light of these economic modifications, economists have this advice for business owners.
The moment your exchange rate is depreciating, the way to look is to look inwards. So if you are a producer, you see whether you can substitute your imports with some local substitute. If you are a consumer, if you are consuming something that is imported, if there is a local substitute, begin to look at it.
The recent changes in the financial market might have a negative impact on the economy. While it contributes similar effects to the capital market, it creates a positive environment for the foreign investors.
But the only thing we have sustaining the market from all these measures is actually the devaluation that in the long term will attract or give some kind of incentive to the foreign investors that look that the dollar you have now will give you more naira and cheaper stocks. That alone is a great incentive for them to come to the market.
The impact of the Monetary Policy Committee decisions may not be the last straw to modify the economy. Dwindling crude oil prices may just be an indication that more changes may be on the way. Temple Ashaju, Channels Television News.
Key indicators at the Nigerian equities market sustained gains recorded on Tuesday as the all-share index ended the midweek trading session 1.37% higher at 34,583 points. Bisi Adebayo has more.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Reports. Digesting monetary pronouncements from the CBN, key indicators at the Nigeria equities market sustained gains recorded on Tuesday as bargain hunting continued. The all-share index appreciated by 1.37% to end midweek session at 34,583.29, while market capitalization rose to 11.41 trillion naira. 33 price gainers were led by food giant Nestle with a 35 naira 32 copper gain. Seplat and Mobil also appreciated by 10 naira and 7 naira 49 copper to make the top three gainers for the day. On the flip side, international breweries, champion breweries, and UAC properties were the top three losers for the day. Zenith Bank, FCMB, and FBN Holdings were the three most actively traded equities for the session. When the closing bell rang, 642.91 million units, valued at 9.96 billion naira, were exchanged in 5,347 deals. And that's a wrap on the stock market reports. I am Bisi Adebayo.
Thank you, Bisi. That's it on Business News. On the news at 10, we will leave you with the global markets before Ijoma returns with the rest of the news.
First Bank.
Still ahead on the news at 10, the quest for a place in the second round continues tonight in the UEFA Champions League as teams seek to better their chances of qualifying. That's on sports. Please stay with us.